Ah, Michigan, the Great Lakes state, full of majestic views and beautiful landscapes. Also full of trash. Apparently, our state is #1 in the country for most waste per capita. In 2020, the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy published a report that measured 52,697,247 cubic yards of waste in Michigan. In Kalamazoo alone, the waste measured 1,183,707 cubic yards. About 60% of Michigan's in-state waste was made up of municipal and commercial waste. This is the trash that comes from households and businesses. So where is all this garbage coming from? Surely all of our reusable straws have made a difference by now. According to 5gears.org, the top 5 sources of single-use plastic are plastic bags, water bottles, to-go containers, takeaway cups, and straws. As someone who has worked a few different food service jobs and also ordered my fair share of delivery, I wasn't surprised that most of these sources came from food takeout. Especially now, with COVID sanitary precautions, this waste has increased due to extra single-serve plastics and more frequent delivery and curbside options. But just how much waste can takeout really be generating? Well, why don't we demonstrate by getting takeout for 3 different meals a day today? If we must, for research. For breakfast, a coffee and a bagel from a regional coffee chain. For lunch, a sandwich with a side of fruit, an iced tea, and a cookie from a local cafe. And for dinner, a sandwich with fries, a side salad, and a soft drink from a popular brewery. Right about now, I'm sure you might be saying, hey, but what about recycling? Surely that puts a dent in this huge amount of trash. I mean, I'm not rinsing my yogurt containers and peeling milk labels off for nothing, right? Unfortunately, in the last 40 years, less than 10% of all plastic has been recycled, according to NPR. This is not surprising, since the recycling process is actually way more confusing than most people think. You might be shocked to find out that any plastic with the recycling label on it, also known as the Mobius loop, isn't necessarily recyclable. There are 7 different versions of this symbol, and they all mean different things. They're numbered 1 through 7, and each number indicates the type of plastic the product is made from. But here's the kicker. Only 2 out of 7 symbols indicate plastics that are recyclable through curbside recycling programs. Let's take a look at our takeout waste and see what can and cannot be recycled. First, recycling facilities won't accept anything that hasn't been rinsed clean. In fact, the guidelines referred to on the Kalamazoo City website state that an entire truckload of recyclables can be sent to the landfill if there is contaminated products. Food paper products like straw wrappers, deli bags, and napkins are not accepted. Plastic utensils, straws, and plastic bags are generally not accepted in curbside programs either. The condiment cups don't have any recycling symbols on them, but generally, anything smaller than a credit card is not recyclable anyway. The good news is that these plastic takeout containers and cups are recyclable in Kalamazoo. The paper bag can be recycled, but be sure to remember to remove any staples, receipts, or stickers. And even better, the takeout containers from dinner are 100% compostable in 60 days. Now, even though this cup says it's compostable, if you read the fine print, literally it's right there on the side of the cup, it's only compostable in an industrial composting facility. If you search for an industrial compost facility near Kalamazoo, only 2 exist in the whole state of Michigan that accept compostable foodware products. This cup doesn't contain any kind of Mobius spiral, but it does have the green dot. All this symbol indicates is that the company, Fabrical, has financially contributed to some kind of recycling program. While Fabri-Kal is moving in the right direction by attempting a more eco-friendly business model for takeout products, what's important is moving towards more accessible recycling for everyday people and businesses. In the meantime, what can we do to reduce our takeout waste? The most obvious way to cut down on takeout waste is to cut down on the amount of takeout we order. But let's assume that the convenience of someone bringing food directly to your door is a luxury you just cannot live without. Try asking for no frivolous extras in your order. No utensils, napkins, extra condiments, straws, etc. if you don't need them. Getting only the plastic containers you need for your food is a small way to cut down on minor waste items. You can use the Plastic Score app to help you choose where to eat. It gives each restaurant a score based on their plastic waste and sustainability efforts. Try supporting businesses that favor eco-friendly products over single-use plastics. A lot of these practices can feel meticulous and fruitless, but don't get discouraged. Just remember that 90 individual companies are responsible for the majority of the world's carbon emissions, and cut yourself some slack.